Hey, this is Ben Solomon, and welcome to this episode of the Techno Leadership Show. In this episode, we're going to be talking about how to channel the initiative of your staff productively without crushing their spirit. Now, initiative is a fantastic thing if you've got it in your staff. It's such a blessing to be able to lead a team of people who are people who take initiative in trying new things out, implementing new solutions, and exploring new things, which has been a blessing that I've had. Most of my team members have been like that over the last many years that I've been in management, which I consider an absolute blessing. Doesn't always happen like that, and yes, when you do have staff who don't take initiative, it's harder to kind of teach them that. In a sense, it's something that comes from inside, I think. At least I feel that, and I was the kind of person who took initiative, so I don't know. For me, it came naturally, and for the staff that I've seen who take initiative, it seemed to come out of their passion and desire to see the end users be able to experience and have a great experience with the technology solutions that we've had. So yeah, if you've got staff in your team, whether you're a senior professional or a manager or executive leader, and you see someone who takes initiative, commend them on it, because that is something that they need. And do keep in mind that yes, when they take initiative, there is the likelihood that they might also break things. When that does happen, don't use it as a stick to sort of blame them or crush their spirit. The best thing I've found you can do in that sort of scenario is call them aside, have a one-on-one with them, explain, ask them questions, ask them really good questions on, what were you trying to achieve, what happened, what could you have done better. In most cases, they usually come up with the answers themselves. They know that, next time probably they should consult a senior technical resource or yourself as the manager or leader before they hit the final approve button. And yes, you might have processes and documentation and everything in place, and yet they sometimes go ahead and do it thinking, let's just get it out there. For example, in a infrastructure role, or when you're leading an infrastructure team, what can happen is, let's say you have deployment software. What we used to use was System Center Configuration Manager, which now is called Microsoft Configuration and Endpoint Manager. And I had a staff member who was, very keen on learning how to do it. I ran them through the process once, and then I had documentation already in place to ensure that they can do it right. But as you may or may not know, with the change in context, some of the criteria can change a little bit, and that's something that you've got to be aware of. And in a particular case, a particular staff member created a package that was fairly large in size and pushed it out to all users in the organization during work hours, and without putting in any differential sync, it's called, so that it would use less bandwidth, and it kind of knocked the network down in a sense. The performance of the network dropped significantly, and we had people complaining, going, what's going on, all that sort of thing. Initially, we didn't know what was going on, and then I found out that the deployment had been pushed out, and we then had to work around that, fix the issue there. But once I knew who had done that, I called them aside, one-on-one. No one else needed to really know about it. We knew that we had found the issue, we had sorted the issue out. No one else needs to, find out that someone in the team stuffed up. We all knew it was one of us, but no one needed to it didn't have to become a big issue. I took them aside and I sat with them and said, look, I appreciate the initiative that you've taken. You've done what I would have done in that scenario. The only thing is, if I had a manager or someone, I would have just asked them to cast an eye, just make sure that everything was set up in a way that didn't affect the network and the performance. And in this case, look, this has happened. Next time, just have a chat to either myself, because even though I was the technology manager, I also managed the System Center deployment server and in all of its functions. So which meant I was kind of quote unquote the expert in the team. So I said to him, look, if you're working on anything with this platform, come and speak to me. It doesn't matter how busy I am. I'm happy to give you a couple of minutes of time to make sure we both put our heads together and get things right. Thing is, if you do it on your own or if I do it on my own, there is likelihood one of us can make a error. Now that you're learning this platform and you're getting to know it better, both of us putting our heads together means we both cross-check our work. Just because I'm the manager doesn't mean I'm perfect. We cross-check our work, ensure that we've got all the right parameters in place, ensure that it would not bring our network down if or any other issues can occur, and do it in a staged manner even. And so yeah, from that point on, that particular staff member always ensured they'd have everything set up, and before they enabled the deployment, they'd come and speak to me. We would go over it just to make sure. Quick check takes probably about 60 seconds at most to ensure all the correct options are chosen, and then they can go ahead and enable it and it's done. So depending on your context and your scenario, your team could be doing development, which means depending on what methodology you're using, there are certain criteria that need to be followed, certain things that need to be processed before it becomes available to the code becomes available as the current code for execution. So in those scenarios, again, speak to your team, let them know that, look, you love the fact that they're taking initiative, but just to ensure that one of the senior resources can have a quick look over it, ensure that everything is appropriate, and then it can be committed so that it can go ahead and be pushed out. That's the thing. At the end of the day, your staff members who are showing initiative, praise them. Like, praise them in public. If you have any issues that you want to talk to them about, you want to give them a bit of a guidance, coaching to sort of help them ensure that any action that they take doesn't have negative ramifications, call them in separately, have a chat to them human to human, let them know what your expectations are, what management's expectation on you are. Because the thing is, yes, your team might do something, but management has a specific expectation on you to ensure a certain result is delivered, and you're the man in the middle, sandwiched, and can get in trouble. So letting them know that, this is the expectation of management, and I'm trying my best to ensure that we have the right thing out there at the right time and ensure it is as clean code as possible, means that they also understand where you're coming from and that you're not stifling them, rather you're helping them help you and then help the organization as such. Hopefully that's given you some ideas of how to manage your team members who are showing initiative and trying to do things, going above and beyond, but which may be causing some negative ramifications that you need to manage. So working with them, helping them understand the expectations on your head, which you're trying to work towards, helps them understand and respect the fact that your head's on the line and that you're there in between protecting them from all the other negative ramifications, and that they need to support you in that manner to overall as a team cohesively work towards a bigger outcome that you're working for. So hopefully that helped you out, and I wish you all the best in your journey as a technology professional, leader and manager. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel so that you're notified of future videos as they are released. Have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you in a future episode. Take care.